Welcome to the Daily Bro Show, your daily show for 100% accurate news. Today we got Battlefield 5 news, first impressions, and future projections for the game. And today we got two special guests. We're joined by the legend TP and
Yes.
TP, and we also have Dog of War, who actually plays Battlefield 5. So say hi, Dog.
Hey.
So yeah, thank you for joining us for the show. Honestly, I didn't think you'd agree to do it, but we appreciate you coming out to talk about the game because you're actually a beta tester, right? You're a beta tester for the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it
So yeah,
free yesterday.
nice. So like always, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Bitcoin value. Actually, a huge drop today, guys. It's been an insane drop in all. It totals at least $1,500 per share in total lost revenue, which is insane. Today it dropped by another 3.36%, leaving investors probably baffled where all their money went because at this point they're down the drain. So TP, what do you think is going to happen to crypto?
I think it was never a good idea from the very beginning.
That's what I was saying. And look at it now. It's people are going to start feeling it. Huge drop, guys. Huge drop from $7,378.78 to currently $6,171.95. It's looking like it's going down quite rapidly, and I think what's causing that is people are all of a sudden selling their Bitcoin as it's going down because they believe it's going to crash. And honestly, Bitcoin, it's one of those things. It peaked and now it's crashing. So, rip Bitcoin. But it's not the first time we've seen a crash like this. So who knows if it'll recover. But yeah, that's it for Bitcoin here. But yes, so today's main topic, guys, is Battlefield 5, which is, quite controversial in the news. A lot of people are saying that it's way too out there. It's not a good game, all that stuff. But looking at some of these graphics here, it actually looks like it could be a decent game. Now, there are some stuff that concern me with the game, but we're going to go ahead and hear it from a beta tester themselves who's actually played the game and has some very reasonable insight for us. So let's go ahead and hear from Dog here. Yes, I do have a Gmail. All right, so Dog, go ahead and tell us what the first thing that caught your eye in Battlefield 5, or like what made you want to download it.
So the first thing that I saw was that, hey, it's free. I've seen videos of it. I'm gonna try it. So I downloaded it. I tried it, and the first thing that caught my eye was the graphics. Like right from the get go, it looked really good, and it looked just as good when I hopped into a battle.
So what kind of are you running on a computer or PS4 or like what do you play this on?
Xbox One S.
Xbox One S. All right, yeah. So that's I think that's one of the best consoles out there at the moment. Am I right?
No, the Xbox One X is.
Oh, I didn't know they had that many.
Yeah, they do.
I honestly thought it was Xbox One and that was it. So good to know. So you're playing on that, and how's it running there? Is it running really smooth?
Yeah, I've only gotten a tiny bit of lag, but that was when I was in a plane. But besides that, it's really it.
And what kind of graphics are you running here on this screenshot?
I don't really know. It's whatever the Xbox is using.
Oh, so you can't customize graphics. That's interesting.
That's what I know of.
So it's probably high or ultra. It's probably pretty high up there. It looks like it's pretty good. It's what kind of you use a TV or you use a monitor?
Yeah, I use a TV.
TV. So yeah, you're probably getting some pretty good graphics here, and yeah, they definitely catch my eye too. It looks pretty good. What about the actual gameplay though? Like, what are your thoughts on the gameplay?
At first, it can be a little bit shaky and dicey, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty good and pretty interesting.
So what do you mean by Oh, sorry to cut you off.
And you can go.
So what do you mean by like shaky and dicey? Is it like not balanced correctly, or
no? Well, it's hard to get like the new mechanics of the game at first. Like every game you enter, it's hard to get the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
And then once you get that down, it gets pretty fun.
So it's kind of like just knowing the map and stuff and knowing your guns.
Yeah, and the recoil patterns and all that.
All right. So how many? So what's missing from the beta that's not gonna be, or that's gonna? What's missing from the final product that's in the beta? Or
okay, so that's actually quite a bit. There's obviously gonna be more guns and more customization. I think there might be done in this, or it might be more. but there's definitely gonna be more guns and more maps because currently
Okay.
there's only 2 maps.
2 maps.
Yes.
Okay, but it is beta, so they are planning on releasing. Do you know how many more?
No, I do not.
TPD, no?
No, I don't. I don't know much about it.
Alright, so we have 2 maps currently. I think people are already getting sick of these maps
Yeah.
because we've been seeing this for a few months now. But yeah,
Although
so,
the second map has just came out for the beta version.
yeah, so I'm sure a lot of people are psyched for that. What about the actual, like the guns and stuff? Are there a lot of guns?
There's around maybe 4 guns for each class so far.
But they're different for each class?
Yeah.
And do you know what factions are in the game, or if they plan to add more?
So far, from what I can tell, there is Great Britain and Germany.
Alright, so, see, I was hoping, I don't know if they will, but I think it'd be cool to see all the factions.
Yeah.
And they might do that. I don't know.
Yeah. If they do, it might be in like the DLCs that they're
Yeah.
surely come out with.
And they did say the DLCs would be free though, right?
Yes, I did hear that in the trailer.
So that's actually some big news because like all the predecessors of Battlefield 5 had all these season passes stuff, and you had to spend
Yes.
extra, like almost like buying a whole new game every time you wanted to get
Yes.
the DLCs, and it was super annoying, especially with Battlefield 1. And now they're like reducing the prices and trying to sell them before, trying to squeeze out as
Yes.
much revenue as possible. They did give In the Name of the Tsar for free, which was quite nice because that was actually my favorite DLC out of all of them.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but for Battlefield 5, I honestly currently I'm not seeing enough to like make me want to spend $60 on it. But
Yeah.
I think people will be waiting for the final product and see. Are there a lot of? I'm sure there's a lot of beta, like people playing the game right now.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of people. Depending on what mode you do, it might take you a little while to find a match. I think the longest I've had to wait in a queue so far is 1 minute.
And did you ever have like problems with like joining empty servers?
No, I have not joined an empty server yet.
All right, because with Battlefield 1, that was a huge issue for me.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's same with me on Xbox.
yeah, that really bothered me. And Battlefield 1, it kind of died out. Honestly, I think when
Yeah.
Battlefield 5 comes out, no one's gonna be playing Battlefield 1 really.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens there. All
yeah, it should be interesting,
right,
and
so-
especially with the player base of Battlefield 4 as well.
yeah, I think Battlefield 4 will stick around for quite a while though.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot of players on that. I play that a lot. And
Yeah.
there's
I'd love to get Battlefield 4
usually
like right
no
now.
empty
To be
servers.
honest.
Welcome, Vlad, to the show. So, Vlad, what kind of input do you have for us on Battlefield 5 now that the beta test has come out?
I'm playing it, or I was playing it, and I mean, even though it's the beta test, there's a lot of new features that I like.
Yeah.
They did add a lot of things, but it's really similar to Black Ops 1.
Really? It's like
No.
a Call of Duty.
Or not Black Ops, not Black Ops, I mean, Battlefield 1. It's really similar to that.
Yeah. It seems like they took a lot of aspects from it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they're like, I don't know, they maybe hurried too quickly for the game. They just really wanted a new game to come out, so maybe they didn't have too much time, and they just
Yeah.
took a lot of examples from
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
So I heard that they're pushing the release date for it further back.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
From what I heard in the trailer, it's now November 20th.
So that's
Dang.
that's quite a whiles away compared to when it was supposed to come out. And maybe it's for good reasons, I don't know. But hopefully when they do release it, it'll actually be a decent game. A lot of pre-orders are getting pushed back. I know Elder Scrolls on mobile got pushed back.
Oh yeah.
Really?
All the way to
Huh.
freaking December.
Yeah.
Oof.
Started.
So that's kind of, at least people didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be free, it's gonna be pretty good. But so yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite interesting. So like the gun mechanics, like, do you feel like you're playing in World War II? I think that's what everyone wants to know. Does it feel World War II?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot of World War II things.
Yeah, but sometimes I find myself playing, and sometimes it seems like it's more of a World War II theme than an actual World War II game at some
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. So the dog, what, like, For the weaponry at least, what kind of weapons are we looking at?
We have guns like the it's the Bren, the Sten gun. We have the STG. We have the Lee Enfield M1A1 carbine.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot of
Stuff like-
weapons. And do you know, like, is there any like faction specific guns as you've noticed?
Like guns for the other.
Yeah, like if you're
Right.
Germany, can you use American weapons, or like if you're
Yeah, it's shared.
okay? So I think Battlefield 1 did the same thing. I think all games do that, really.
I think Battlefield 1 actually had it for where you can use like German weapons on Germany team, because I have a Gwehir 98 for
Mhm.
my German loadout, and it's not in my UK loadout
Oh,
at all. So
that's interesting. But this game, they're going all out with the customizations. Can you customize your characters, Vlad? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Do you know?
yeah, I think I stumbled across that the other day, but I didn't look too much into it.
Do you
I
think?
think.
Do you think customization will actually be a big part of the game, as they say it will, or do you think it's just going to be?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I guess it can. Yeah, it can depend. I guess.
Mhm.
It's something new, and that's what people
Yeah.
like.
Do you think the customizations overall are a good thing? Because there's a lot of customizations. People are making jokes about
Yeah.
like
There is.
some like pirate Nazis and crazy stuff.
Yeah, you can try to do stuff like that if you've tried.
Yeah, which kind of concerns me in a way. I don't want to see like peg leg people run. I don't know. I don't like. For me as a gamer, like I don't. Me personally, I like a lot of hardcore games, like Red Orchestra 2 and stuff. You know, and Battlefield 5 is a huge leap out there. But what really sells people the Battlefield games, I think, is the graphics and destructibility. Because I don't think there's many other games out there that can really do that, except for maybe
No.
Rainbow Six Siege, but they don't really have like Battlefield 5 graphics.
I haven't really seen Rainbow Six Siege, but I do know Battlefield destructibility is great,
Yeah,
especially in this game.
it's really cool. Do you know if penetration is a thing? Like you can shoot people through walls and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
That's was that in Battlefield
But
1?
Maybe.
The
Actually,
only-
I don't think so. I mean, it's definitely in Call of Duty. That's all I know.
yeah.
Okay.
I do know that like if you're trying to shoot through sandbags, it won't work and stuff like that. But I'm
Okay.
pretty sure a normal house wall you can.
So yeah, there's building in the game. Have you messed around with that?
Yeah, a little bit at the very end.
Wait, there is?
Yeah, there is.
What do
You
you
press
mean?
on Xbox, you press down on the D-pad, and it brings up the toolbox that can let you build stuff.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was like you can repair.
No, you can build stuff on the Battlefield
Vlad,
too.
what bridge do you live under?
Dude, I really don't care about Battlefield. I'm here for the Call of Duty. But since there's an open beta going around,
Yeah.
we might as well.
So what do you play on?
I'm more
Vlad?
Battlefield than
Yeah,
Call.
I'm using it right now.
What are you playing
It's
on?
pretty sick.
What do you play on a console?
PS4.
PS4. Does PS4 have like a PS4S or something like that, or PS4X, or is it just Xbox doing that?
No. I mean, we have an X, but it's not like a letter X. It's like an actual X.
no,
Like we have triangle, square, circle,
no.
and X.
that's not what I mean.
That's not what you're talking about?
No, I meant like, do they have?
Oh,
Like...
so I know PlayStation has the PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's better, like, I don't know how to say it. Is it?
Yeah, it's smoother.
Yeah.
And
Smoother.
it has more space.
Yeah, from what I understand from PlayStation ads, that the PlayStation Pro is better than the PlayStation 4 or
Yeah.
PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
TP, do you
I
want
mean,
to?
it has 1 terabyte.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
And the
actually,
regular
yeah, there
PS4
are
one has
Xbox
500.
One.
What?
1 terabyte.
What pizza place?
Is it my pizza place, TP?
I don't know. I'm not really hungry.
Dude, who
I'm not really hungry.
do you even get customers at that place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Too many.
I guess.
Dude, I'm trying
Too many.
to get off on Sunday because I got stuff I have to do, and like, no one's willing to do it. Who puts plans on Sunday night? No one.
Yeah.
They're just lying to me. But yeah. So TP, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and explain the market science behind the PS4 Plus?
Okay. All right, hold on just a second.
Okay. All right. So we'll come back to TP in a bit.
Oh my god, are you actually serious?
What?
I'm sorry, I died.
Oh. All right. So
Hey, one cool feature about when you die, you get a actually, I don't know how to explain it. You don't fully die, you just start bleeding out, and you can either call for help or you can just die on the spot.
isn't it the same with Battlefield 1 though?
Yeah, but like you fully, I don't know how to explain it.
You
You just need to try
but you
for
come
yourself
back
and you'll
alive
understand.
still. So if you're in that state, are you invincible? Or can you go up to
It's
someone
like-
and finish them off?
No. Like in like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, you fully die and you're already watching the kill cam. But here you don't automatically do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I got something wrong. I don't know.
So it's kind of more like refining the death system in a way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, for the guns and stuff. So I know is there a lot of what are your attachment options?
There.
All right,
I don't know.
Gabe, I'm back.
All right, I'll ask you your question. And actually, no, let's just go straight back to TP. What you guys thinking about that? TP, what's the market size behind the PS4 Plus? We all need to know that.
Okay, so I'm sure it's slightly better in some sort of way, of course. But I think that it hold on, I gotta make up stuff on the spot here. Hold on. I gotta make up some nonsense this plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hold on. So it sucks buying Xbox. Basically, in the long run, what they're really saying is they're trying to make an example like, hey, look at this. It's trash compared to the Xbox. Buy the Xbox. That's what they're saying here.
That's fucking
Okay.
Christ, TV. Explain like a pro.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think what TP's
I've studied the market for quite some years. I
Yes.
really know
Can you
about
make a
this.
future prediction on Bitcoin? Is it the time to buy? Because it's just been going down.
No, never buy that.
Never
ever.
buy. All right, guys, you heard it from the one, the only, the legend himself.
It's too much of a risk. Plus, nowadays it'd be too hard to even get a Bitcoin in the first place. Like Bitcoin mining is basically impossible now.
Yeah.
So many people have got it, like the Bitcoins and stuff. It's just
Yeah, the people
it's not really worth. Yeah, people who started before it was really a thing. They're the ones who have all the money.
Yeah.
Right now, you'd spend way more money just trying to get a Bitcoin than you would actually mining them. So,
Yeah. Bitcoin's a disaster.
like even if you do get a Bitcoin and the prices of them are like way up, then it'd be amazing. But you'd still probably be losing money. You know, you
Yeah.
wouldn't because you spent so much on graphics cards and extra computer parts and stuff just to get it to mine them.
Yeah, and the electricity.
For maybe like a year. Yeah, it uses a lot of power.
Yeah. And
So really, I think I prefer to talk about Bitcoins more than I would. I think I'm better talking about Bitcoin
Yeah.
than I am talking about the other thing.
So which one's the more disastrous, Bitcoin or Battlefield 5 TV?
Battlefield 5.
That's actually really tough.
That is a good question. Which is more disastrous, Bitcoin or Battlefield 5? Honestly, I think that is a really hard question. I thought I know the answer. I think to answer that, we're gonna need to get a little bit more insight. So the dog, what's the
Both.
what's the time to kill the dog? Like, what have you noticed?
Time to kill the dog.
It, oh jeez. So it for certain weapons it's faster than others. At times it can be fast. At times it can be slow. It kind of varies where you hit them, and it
Okay.
varies what weapon you're using.
And are some weapons just blatantly better than others?
Yes,
Yeah.
I hate how they do that.
definitely.
That's probably like my least favorite thing about those type of games. Like for example, like in my one of my like Escape from Tarkov, it's all preference. Like certainly some weapons are better than others, but there's a cost factor behind it. So everything has their reasons. But in Battlefield 5 games or where there's just a weapon that's better than others, there's like no point in using the other ones. Like you're adding those weapons to the game, but they're never gonna be used. Honestly, everyone that I've watched play the game has used like Stormawagers and stuff. And
Yeah.
Stormgewehr.
yeah,
You have to keep in mind that the game is still in beta, so they're still like tweaking that as well.
yeah. So that is something we do need to keep in mind that it's still in beta.
Oh,
Um,
Gabe, Cheek Clapper wants to be moved.
do you guys want to hear from Cheek Clapper? I'm just gonna ask you.
Definitely.
I have a bad feeling.
He's gonna clap some cheeks.
Oh, there's only 2 people watching, so we're fine. It's probably Vlad or TP. Yo, who are you?
Oh, hi there.
Who are you?
Oh, jeez.
Pinto's mic is back.
Oh, wait, do I know you, bro? Wait, you're
It's
Phil Swift?
It's Phil Swift.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
him from it.
Yeah, it's Phil
okay.
Swift. It's Phil Swift.
Dude, I thought I remembered you. Oh my gosh. Okay,
I'm gonna change.
Phil Swift, we have a question for you.
What?
It's very serious. Like, I need you to like, all honesty, okay? All right.
What?
Which one is more disastrous? Okay, Mike is doing that.
Okay, I have a better question for you. Did you buy your mic from Walmart or Goodwill?
I don't know.
Anyway, what were you saying?
All right, which one's more disastrous, Bitcoin or Battlefield 5?
Well, did you say Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin or Battlefield 5?
Well, considering that Bitcoin, a Bitcoin's worth around like, I don't know, like $1,000.
Not even close.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Battlefield 5 is it's just a game. So technically Bitcoin's worth more than Battlefield 5.
I guess. How is EA stocks doing? Let's look up EA stocks. EA stocks.
No, you just
Oh,
Yo, it plummeted.
you need to add a credit card swiper.
jeez. Pinto, your mic.
You need to add a credit card swiper on the side of your keyboard to just like pay $5.
Dude, I fixed my mic.
Expansion.
Well,
Is it still doing it?
are you trying to speak louder now?
What?
It sounds really loud.
Well, I turned it down.
Really bad.
Wait,
Like it sounds like you're dying.
alright, where's it right now?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, the eerie.
I'm really confused on
Alright,
what's going
I'm gonna
on.
go ahead and. Alright, well, Phil Swift, thanks for joining us on the show. But we're gonna get back to the
wait, what?
main people here.
What?
Alright,
Oh, wait, look, he has the picture that his profile picture is that I
Yeah.
sent in the chat the other day.
Yo, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. EA stocks have actually plummeted. Why do you think EA stocks went down? It went down on Wednesday, on the 29th. What happened on the 29th? Did their beta come out? Yo,
Okay, whose mic is
Alright,
literally
I'm
kicked
gonna
out?
try to
Pintos.
I'm gonna try to leave the call and join back again.
yo, what up? EA stocks are just like they've gone up for a long time. Yo, if you invested in EA back in 2014, you would have been rich.
Oh, jeez.
You wouldn't have been a rich.
You would have been rich. And if you sold it on July
Oh,
13th,
yeah.
2018,
Yeah, you would have been rich in 2014.
yo, if you bought it in 1989 for 45 cents a share, all right, 45 cents a share, you could have bought. How many shares could you? Okay, let's say you bought 1,000 shares. That gives you. That's not even that much money you spend either. So maybe you spent $500 on 1,000 shares.
Ooh, wow.
That would have been worth. You would have. Dang, I can't even do this math in my head. It's worth $100 now. You would have like multiplied it by like a factor of several thousand. I don't know. Wait, 1,000. Let's figure this out. I'm trying to do some mental math in my head. I'm already drained. I already did a lot of math today.
So this game, Battlefield 5 is retarded. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm
You would've-
switching back to Black Ops 3.
You would have had like $100,000. Wow. But then again, it was pretty slow money. You would have had to invest your life savings and then cash out now. But yeah, it's interesting. Alright, so let's get back onto the guns and stuff. So, what kind of guns are just OP?
I'd say
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
know how to use it, the STG is pretty good.
STG.
STGs.
Yeah,
I like
the
STGs.
Sten's pretty good.
And are they OP,
Yeah.
you'd say?
If used correctly, they can be.
Okay. So, what's like the worst gun in the game? Like, there's no reason to use it, but it's there.
The worst gun.
Yeah.
I only have the 4 starter guns.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
same.
how do you unlock guns?
Supposedly, I think it's from you. So far,
Doing things.
yeah, I'm pretty sure so far it's your class progression, like assault class 5 and all that unlocks like the M1A1 carbine
Okay.
and such.
So, comparing this to Battlefield 1, is it a better game so far? Or does it look like it's going to be a
Kind
better game?
Yeah, to me, I'd say yeah, because Battlefield 1, I mean, I like it, but it's not really the best.
Yeah.
It's not really that.
Do you think this game's going to die out really fast like Battlefield 1? Because people have been calling
It
out.
could, it couldn't. It could, it couldn't. It's really, you just have to really wait to see, because it's in its early stages of development. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell.
And do you know how many total guns they're planning on adding? Because I can't imagine that many.
No, I don't.
Okay. So, what's in this game that's I'm not going to find in Battlefield 1 or any other game?
Well, for one, you have more animation. That's definitely a thing.
More animations,
Yeah,
you said?
Yeah, you have more animations for a lot of things. For falling off buildings, you have animations. For parachuting, you have more animations. You have sliding animations.
That's pretty cool. So,
Do you?
You have the building function, which you won't find.
Wait,
in
wait,
the others.
what do you mean sliding? I've tried it. It doesn't work.
So what you do is box if you're running and you have a piece of cover, like if you're running towards a piece of cover, you can double click like the B button and it'll make your character go into a slide into cover. Sort
Oh
of.
damn! I didn't know that. What the heck?
yeah, Vlad's been living under a bridge his whole life. We feel,
I
we feel
have.
bad for
honestly.
Vlad.
Hey, I'm gonna go though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because of me, Vlad?
I'm gonna go
Oh,
living
okay.
under the bridge.
All right, bye, Vlad. Thank you for joining us on the show. Alrighty. So, I'm actually kind of wondering what the pacing is. Is it faster than Battlefield 1 or is it slower?
I'd say it can be slower and faster. I mean,
I'll be right back.
like again, everything really determines because how many points the enemy team has, like capture areas,
Yeah. Do the maps feel big?
objectives. Repeat that.
Do the maps feel big?
Yeah, they are.
Are they bigger than Battlefield 1 or same size?
I would say these two, at least one of them is probably bigger than a few of Battlefield 1's or Battlefield 4's as well.
Okay.
I mean, it's really great if you had like a little tool to compare them, but
It looks small to me for some reason, this map. Like, if you were to play Operations game mode on Battlefield 1, would you say there's more map in that game than this?
in operations, probably. Well, actually,
Do you know if they're going to
I've-
What are you saying?
no, continue.
Do you know if they're going to add, like, an Operations game mode and stuff? Because that's, like, the only game mode I really cared about.
There is an operations game mode in Battlefield.
Is it any good?
For me, I didn't actually like the one that was on the map that they have it on.
Yeah.
But each operation is different for each map.
So what about the explosion spam? That was a huge issue with Battlefield 1. Is it?
You don't really see it that much at all. I rarely get killed by grenades or anything.
Yeah.
Tanks are a big issue in the beta because you only have really a few things that can take them down, which is C4, which is dynamite. And you have the Panzerfaust, and that's really it from
Yeah.
what I've seen. So tanks are a big issue.
And are the tanks like Battlefield 1 tanks?
No, they're different, and I enjoy them. They're different from Battlefield 1.
Oh, how so?
Like, I'm not sure if it was like this in Battlefield 1, but like I know like
I'm
speed
back.
and damage will our armaments are different.
Oh no, not like being the same tanks, but like the combat. Like you get hit, you can repair
Oh.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's different because I'm pretty sure I don't play tanks that much in Battlefield 1, but from what I can tell, in Battlefield 5, you can only heal yourself up to a certain amount, and then you have to go to a resupply station and heal the rest of the way.
So you can't heal yourself that much, really.
No, well, you can. I think on tanks, the highest you can heal yourself is 66 health, HP, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so you can like heal yourself 2/3 of the way.
Yeah,
What's
and
the damage output like? Like if you get hit in a tank?
it depends on where you're hit and what tank is shooting you and what tank you're in. Because I know, for an example, I was in a Churchill and I was shooting at this Panzer IV-A in the rear, and it destroyed him like 1 or 2 hits.
Stop with the music thing to me.
I mean, so that's different. One thing that's majorly different about the vehicles in Battlefield 5 is you have unlimited ammunition. In tanks, you have 18 shells and 500 rounds of MG ammo.
All right.
And you have to go to a resupply station to resupply it after you run out.
All right.
So, boys, I'm back.
We know TP. We heard, and I think the chat was quiet until you started making those,
What?
And all of a sudden they're like, "What's wrong with that kid?" I'm like, "Dang, I didn't even know people were watching this."
Wait, I gotta look, man. I gotta look. I gotta see what these jerks are saying.
Damn.
TP, you're costing us viewers here. All right, so
I think I'm gonna try to see me back. What the frick is wrong with that kid? I'm dealing with it. LOL. What the heck?
all right, so the tanks. If you get hit in a tank, like, do the rounds go through it and kill crew members, or is it just the tank blows up?
No, it's just like the tank blows up after its HP, which is 0, like all the other games.
Okay, so that's kind of depressing.
I liked your stream, my boy.
Well, I mean, there's only really 2 people in the tank too.
Oh, there's only 2
But-
people. Okay, so it's not as many.
Yeah, it's like it's the same as Battlefield 4, where you had the driver / gunner and the MG gunner.
Alright. And like, how many shots does it take? It's like 4 or 5 shots, pretty much, to kill.
In a tank re-tank, it depends again.
Okay.
I was being fired on by a Panzer IV in a side and a Chromo, and it took him like 3 shots, maybe 4 shots to destroy me.
So what's like there's different tanks in the game, right? Like,
Yes.
are there different, like, how do they classify the tanks? Is there different types of tanks, or like,
Just by their names, I guess, so far.
or is it like heavy
It's
tank,
not-
light tank, or is it like Panzer?
It's really no classification. It's just telling them what tank there is, like the Panzer IV and Tiger.
Are the armaments realistic? Because I heard that they weren't.
I don't know,
Okay.
but I do that they, from the looks of it, they do. But
All right. I think one of the complaints was they had like longer, like they had like historically inaccurate barrels or something like that, or rounds that they
yeah, I
fired.
don't know.
Like they're a late war, but the battle took place early war or something. But I don't know. I don't think that's a
Yeah.
big deal. But how's like the
Yeah.
how's like the combat there? Like, does tank combat feel good, or does it just kind of feel like?
I mean, there is like shell drop, so it takes a little bit of skill in order to
Okay.
shoot tanks from distance
All right.
and all that.
And like,
I do like the first person view in the tanks. It's really good.
there's first person on tanks.
No, you can go to third person as well, but
Oh,
it's not as efficient as going into first.
okay. So they give you a reason to go to first person.
Yes.
9.
And like, can support dudes heal your tank all the way, or you have to go to the resupply?
From what I can tell in the beta, no.
Okay. One of
I
the
haven't
things.
noticed any repairing tool.
Oh, okay. One of the things that looked weird to me, I was watching some airplane gameplay, and you'd have to fly to a circle, like just a circle in the air to resupply. Is that a thing?
Maybe, I don't know. Wait, to repeat that. Sorry.
Alright. So like, is there like a circle thing? Like, if you're in a plane, you have to like fly to like some circle thing.
I haven't really done much air combat, but
Okay.
when I was in air combat, I haven't noticed one.
All right. Because I was watching some gameplay, and you had to fly through the circle thing, and it like instantly refill your plane. I thought it was just
I think
lame.
that was.
I thought it was just
I don't
lame
know.
though. And the resupply points, they look cool, or is it like some like token that you pick up?
So for the tanks, it's like this like oil platform. It sort of looks like with like tools and all that.
Oh, okay.
And some ammo.
And does it take any
So-
time, or is it instant?
It takes time.
Oh, how much time?
I think the same amount of time as repairing in Battlefield 1.
Oh, okay. So it's you just kind of.
One thing that's different about repairing planes and tanks in Battlefield 5 is that you can actually move around while you're repairing, so you're not stationary like that.
So in Battlefield 5, you can move while repairing.
Yes, you can. I know your tanks, you can move your turrets,
Huh.
and planes, you can move around fully.
That's weird. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. Because oh yeah, it's
Yeah, because I know in the plane combat it can be a little bit lengthy, and maneuvering while repairing can make it longer.
okay. So overall, what's your major opinion on the game? Is it worth $60 or not?
From what I mean, so let's see here.
Basically,
I mean-
yes.
I don't think
Sorry.
it's gonna go on sale for a while,
Yeah.
and that's the only time I'd buy it, even if it's good. The reflector sights, I don't know why, but they really bother me.
You mean reflex?
No, I think they call them reflector sights. World War II.
Oh, well.
I thought they were
You're gonna end up
reflex.
finding those funky sites for STG-44.
Oh, they're real. What the heck? These are actually real. Oh, but they're not.
What?
It's like painted on glass, right? It's not actually a laser.
Pretty sure it's some sort of light type thing. They put them in airplanes, but they might have had them in real life, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they actually kind of look.
Forgotten Weapons, Nidar reflex sight.
Yeah, they look kind of like the ones in Battlefield 5. Although, yeah, they all right. They don't bother me anymore. But these things were not used, I guess. I can't imagine people using this.
1947 vintage shotgun sight.
So I guess
So-
those are a thing. And yeah, so what were we saying?
I doubt that's common though.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh,
Okay,
really
so explosions, like from tank explosions, they are big and loud
Mhm.
and all that. Like they are. For tanks, so far there's only 5 tanks in the game, which is the Valentine 8, Churchill 7, and Churchill gun carrier.
Okay.
And then for the Germans, there's the Panzer IV AA, I believe, and the Tiger 1.
All right. And there's like some planes, I'm guessing.
Yes,
oh no, wait. Okay, continue.
There's the Spitfire Mark 1, Spitfire Mark 5, and then there's, I think it's called the Birmingham.
Greatest crossed.
And then
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Germans, there's the BF-109G, I think it is. The one Stuka, and then a different version of the Stuka.
Okay. So why do you think they added Britain and not America? Isn't America the dominating? America. What happened to America first in the game?
What do you mean, like?
I'm just kidding. Where's America? Is America gonna be in the game?
I don't know. I sure hope it is. They are.
Okay, because it kind of be weird if it was just Britain versus Germany the whole game, and I hope they add Russians and Japan as well. But it's Battlefield.
Yeah, that would be
They're
good,
gonna cut
cool.
some corners. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, isn't EA an American company?
Gabriel.
I don't know.
Okay, so with the NIDAR reflector sight thing they use in that game, it says one of the first commercially fairly successful sights was the NIDAR Model 47 made by the Swain Nelson Company and introduced in 1945. It was intended as a sight for shotgun hunters to aid in firing on flying birds, basically the same application as when used in fighter aircraft. We had the chance to take a look at one recently. It's pretty neat. Okay.
Is this what Battlefield 5 said?
I don't know if that's the one that's in there, but it looks very similar.
Okay,
called the
it's
NIDAR.
probably based off of it. But the thing is, it wasn't successful until 1945. And what year are these battles taking place in? I don't even know what battles these are.
Oh, look at this.
I think there's one in like Sweden or something up north,
Okay.
which is like 1939, 40.
Yeah, so their sights don't match the time period. I'm sure a lot of the tanks don't. But I guess that's not a huge deal considering it's just a game.
Yeah,
It's-
because I mean, you know how much work they have to put in for matching everything.
yeah. So yeah. What's your favorite gun so far?
So far it'd probably have to be the STG or Sten.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's using.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen people play with is the STG, the Stormawagger.
So the reflex sight, it says the basic technology for the Army's fancy high-tech M68 CCO, the aim point, which is the modern optic the Army uses now. It says the technology for it was first patented all the way back in 1900.
Dang,
Wow.
that's impressive.
The concept of the reflex sight, in brief, is that the ambient light is used to reflect a reticle pattern through a lens into a shooter's line of sight. When properly mounted on a gun, that reticle can be used for aiming. The first reflex-type gun sights were mounted in fighter aircraft in late World War I, and by World War II, they were standard equipment.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. And those reflex sights, they just help you I guess they help you aim. They're better than iron sights because they give you more visibility.
Yeah, it'd be better than using an iron sight.
Yeah.
It says up to they're late World War One, standard. Up to that point, though, they were fairly bulky and fragile, though, and so the market for reflex sight on small arms didn't really show up until the end of World War II, and that's on ForgottenWeapons.com.
Okay. So yeah, Battlefield 5 took some forgotten weapons, forgotten characters in World War II, and they put them in.
Robotic android Nazi woman.
Yeah.
So there is actually player customization. It's not available in the beta.
Yeah,
Customization.
probably for good reasons too. It's not available. They don't.
Dude. Wait. Okay, so there's this black people.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is African American characters in the game.
Yes.
True.
All right.
That's true.
TP's trying to get me demonetized. All right.
Am I really? I mean, like,
I'm
saying
already there.
black people will get you demonetized?
No.
Is that how this works?
No, earlier as well.
Jeez.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up. Would you buy this game for $60?
Nine.
For $60, maybe not. For what I've seen so far, for $60, maybe not. But once they add more stuff into the game and they lower the price, then yeah.
All right, so you're saying they need to lower the price. It's not a $60 game.
Yeah, because I know both these games are old, Battlefield 1 and 4, but I bought them both for $20 when I got them at the time.
Yeah.
So, but obviously $20 would be too low for a game.
Yeah.
So even if they lowered it to like $40, maybe it'd be better.
And I don't see much depth in this game though. I feel like it's gonna just be repetitive. Honestly,
What do you mean? Like,
I think it's gonna get repetitive, just using the same guns and shooting the same people.
yeah.
There's not
Well, I mean, then,
much.
yeah, they are gonna add new guns in the future, most likely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we conclude this?
Well, we didn't really talk about plane combat too much.
Do you know anything about it?
Look at chat, Gabe.
I
Sweet
did do
spam.
stuff. Plane combat, it's slow, it's sluggish. To me, I didn't really enjoy it that much.
Yeah,
The plane,
they're like
the
invincible.
the plane combat is unrealistic because I was in a Stuka and I shot off the wingtips of a Spitfire and it was still flying.
Huh.
Yeah. Although the destructibility of the planes is impressive. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So,
Um,
yeah, is the plane combat, is there a first person? Is there first person cool?
yes, there is.
Is it-
The first person is accurate from what I've seen.
So it's actually cool looking.
Hold on, I
Yeah.
gotta go do
Compare-
something.
Comparing to Wings of Duty, the cockpits are my ears.
Sorry, that was an accident.
No, it wasn't. Alright, so it's better than Wings of Duty, you're saying?
The cockpits, well, they look like Wings of Duty, I'd say.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think the instruments work because that would be, I guess, too much detail for
Yeah.
a console game and PC game.
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed is that the VF-109 actually outperforms the Spitfire in a lot of ways.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it turns better, it is
Huh.
faster.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's better than a Spitfire.
So different planes have their are there like a stats bar or is it just
Yeah, for all the vehicles, there's stats bars.
Oh, okay. So that's at least you can look at that. And I'm sure they have unrealistic armaments and stuff, but it's all good. And I think how long does it take to kill a plane? It looks like it takes forever.
If you aim all your shots on target, not that long. But if you're new to the game and don't really know how to aim that well in these planes, then yeah.
So like if you land every single shot, like what are you looking at?
Cover! Shut up!
Okay.
Yeah. So, like for example, this wasn't really. Well, it was. So I was in a B-109 and a Spitfire was stalling, and I just shot it right up, and it like fell right apart.
Okay. So that's pretty cool.
Gabe, I'm gonna report your video for promotes terrorism. The description for that is content intended to recruit for terrorist organizations, incite violence, glorify terrorist attacks, or otherwise promote acts of terrorism. I'm doing this because earlier you were talking about how George Bush did 9/11, and I honestly think that you
Wait,
promote
what?
terrorism.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, Gabe believes that George Bush did 9/11, so
Shame.
George Herbert Walker Bush here is not to blame.
Alrighty.
Jeez.
Well, that's a wrap.
Yep.
Well, thank you,
Gabe's
Dog
gonna
of
get
War,
raped by
for
the KGB.
thank you, Dog of War, for joining us on today's Bro Show. It's not usually
No
how
problem.
it goes down. I think TP just got a little high before the show.
Yeah, I mean, I mowed grass and I sniffed in a lot of that grass. It smelled good. Yeah,
I love the smell of
Yep.
grass.
love the smell of napalm sticking to kids in the morning.
All right, thank you, TP.
Okay, where did you hear this from?
Okay, guys.
Oh, the Bible.
Oh my god.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on Monday if I'm still here on the Bro Show.
You're still alive because the KGB's gonna find you
All right.
because you talked bad about George Bush.
Alrighty. Well,
Okay.
we'll see you guys then.